So this thanks him for sending in their demonstration tape of the quote Roxy music group. We are unanimous that the group sounds like no other modern act we have heard. However, we feel that Roxy Music does not quite merit a contract with a record company as prestigious and globally important as Polydor. So, I mean, it's impressive. What I like to do in reading this was imagining Brian Ferry, is it Ray Manzarek, I believe, and Brian Eno sitting around a table reading this to each other.
Right. Well, and it just gets better from there. I mean, they just really send a very lovely letter to them.
You mean where they say the main instruments seem competently played, but the songwriting sometimes lacks the focus. The songwriting sometimes lacks the focus which a more conventional structure would provide. The electric sounds are, quote, interesting, but fall short of the musicality of Walter Carlos, for example. The lyrics sound promising in places, but the lead vocals, which isn't the one thing that's like one of the many things that makes Roxy music great, is the lead vocals of Brian Ferry sounding
1000%.
Completely bored with everything.
Yes.
They say describe the lead vocals, quote, in the words of one respected member of my department, tends to put one in the mind of, quote, Frankie Vaughan locked in a haunted house. I don't think I know who Frankie Vaughan is.
I don't think
that's a compliment.
I don't think it is either, but perhaps it is if we knew who Frankie Vaughan is. Can I read the last paragraph? Because it's my favorite part.
Please do. Please do.
So, I hope these minor criticisms prove useful. To reward your interest in the company, I enclose a complimentary cassette of James Last's latest hit album for Polydor, Polka Party. And then yours sincerely.
I don't know what's funnier. The minor criticisms being like completely reform your band and rewrite all your songs.
Right.
One complimentary copy of the cassette of James Last's Polka Party.
And it's a cassette, mind you.
Right. So on top of everything else, they have to split custody of this cassette.
Right.
Of Polka Party.
Of Polka Party. And it's
amazing.
Yeah. And obviously one of the reason why Chris shared it, and one of the things that's fantastic about it is when you see like, oh, how wrong you were there, Mr. Smith. But
right.
It's also very lovely to be in a position like ours where we're doing something that often is said to be not normal enough or not in the box enough, to see that perhaps we are the Brian Ferries of the podcast world.
If only we could be the Brian Ferries of the podcast world.
Time.
I know we're not. There's not enough ennui. I think that's what we're missing.
That maybe that's true.
Well, I'm going to dig up James Last's record, Polka Party,
right,
and send you a copy, and then we can trade it back and forth.
Yes, you have to send it on cassette, though. I want to look up and see if Mr. Vaughan has gotten out of that haunted house yet, or if he's still stuck there. Perhaps we should speak to him for our other show.
And there is something great. I mean, the Beatles' rejections from all the other labels in the UK, except for Parlophone, they were never that vicious.
No, this
and
is
yet
horrific.
That letter, as nasty as it is so English on top of everything else.
It is. It is.
It's like they're trying to have sort of an English off to be like, who can be more English? This band that sounds completely lackadaisical and uninterested in playing, or the record label who thinks very highly of themselves, but still not highly enough to open their boundaries a little bit.
Right. So Frankie Vaughan was apparently English singer and actor who recorded more than 80 easy listening and traditional pop songs in his lifetime. He was known as Mr. Moonlight after one of his early hits. And two of his singles topped the UK singles chart, The Garden of Eden and The Tower of Strength.
See, I feel like Frankie Vaughan in a Haunted House is like, you put that on the poster.
Right?
Like, okay, I want to hear that.
Right? I mean, here he is coming off a...
Oh, look at him. Well,
right?
he's
very
on the
dashing.
jetway there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Women
flight attendant
bringing
looks
flowers.
happy. Right.
He looks thrilled. Yeah.
I know. And we love a good easy listening. I mean, don't get me
Please.
wrong.
No, I don't have it up yet. I in my record albums behind me, I have somewhere a copy of my grandfather's copy of the Sing Along with Four Roses Society, which I love this album. So it was I believe it was a whiskey, the Four Roses.
Yes.
And if you sent away enough box tops or whatever, they sent you this record. And the album, it features a of 1950s guys and gals just sitting around drinking. There's a dog who's singing along with them. And so what you do with this record is you put it on, all the lyrics are on the back of the album, you get wasted, and then you sing along with the people on the record, and it's like you have friends over.
Oh, that's the best idea ever. We have to make an album like that.
I know.
Do you include your dog in the sing along? Like, could Captain sing along?
I guess he could. I mean, it's as manufactured as that Beach Boys Party album.
Yes.
Or even Tom Waits' Nighthawks at the Diner, similarly. Sort of like, is this a party? What am I listening to?
Well, it's all a party if you want.
But we need to get some, that's true. We need to get some, I want to say Robert Vaughn. That's not, he's the guy from
Frankie.
Frankie. Lionel Vaughn, is that right?
Frankie Vaughn.
Frankie.
Not to be confused with Frankie Avalon.
We need to get some, right. We need to get some Frankie Vaughan records.
We do.
Is he still alive?
Frankie Vaughan is not still alive.
Oh, God.
He died in 99.
We were not that close to getting him on the show.
No, doesn't hurt as much when there was never a chance.
Yes, but and James Last is also no longer with us. He was German. Oh,
Frankie has his CBE.
Yes. Oh, well, there you go. James Last, whose real name was Hans Last, his composition Happy Heart was an international success, as recorded by Andy Williams and Petula Clark.
Oh.
Yeah. His final UK performance was his 90th birthday celebration at Royal Albert Hall. And he had more performances at Royal Albert Hall, except for Eric Clapton.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, and he was known as either the king of elevator music or acoustic porridge. So, you can't win them all, what I think we can take from that.
True. But acoustic porridge is kind of a great phrase and would be a phenomenal band name, by the way.
That is very true. So let's see here. I'm looking at his discography, which is insane. And I'm looking. Okay, so 1971, he released, goodness, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 albums in 1971 alone.
Oh.
And we can just go down these quickly, and then you can listen to Susie and we'll go away. One has a German name that I'm not going to pronounce. We'll have to get Rachel on, but it's volume 2.
Oh.
In Scandinavia.
Oh, my country, people.
Number 2.
Okay.
Yep. I believe it's pronounced Happyning, Happyning. Maybe that's also German. Nonstop Dancing 12.
Whoa.
There were 11 volumes of Nonstop Dancing prior to.
Whew.
The aforementioned Polka Party, In Concert, hopefully
Okay.
a polka concert, Music from Across the Way. I don't know what that means.
I don't know, but that is probably the biggest catch-all album title of all time. And I think we should
I know.
also utilize that for our upcoming album.
Mm-hmm. And the last album from that year was Voodoo Party.
Oh, see, that sounds a
Which
little
I thought was
spicier.
Well, it's like the Rolling Stones album.
Oh.
Mm,
It's not like a dead
sort
man's
of.
party.
Maybe. And so, in case you were wondering, which I bet you were, the Nonstop Dancing series went up to volume 25.
Ooh.
And then after that, they just started putting the year on them. So there's Nonstop Dancing 76, 77, 78, 79. Let's see if we're not the Nonstop Dancing Sound of the 80s. That was sort of a catch-all. Nonstop Dancing 81, Nonstop Dancing 82, Hits Around the World. I bet Morning Train by Olivia Newton-John, or I'm sorry, Sheena Easton's got to be on there, right?
Oh, for sure, right?
Yeah. And then let's see here, Nonstop Dancing 83, Party Power. Ooh, that sounds subversive. Nonstop Dancing 85.
It's kind of like the precursor to Now That's What I Call Music.
Yeah, but this is just one guy, Hans Last. I'm sorry, James Last.
It's kind of like Liberace.
Yeah, but did anyone ever call? I'm sure people call Liberace far worse than Acoustic Porridge.
True.
But I think if we ever do a live show,
yes,
as people are coming into the venue, be it youth hostel or theater or
Royal Albert Hall,
I think we should play. Yeah, I think we should be playing Nonstop Dancing.
Oh, completely. We should be playing Nonstop Dancing every time we enter a room. And if we're a guest on someone's show, while we're waiting for them to turn up, we should have Nonstop Dancing in the background, like it's our, preview.
Exactly. And so I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver, but if you go to our website at some point in the near future, we will have photos of the Nonstop Dancing covers, because they are as good as you think they are, if not better than you think they are. And we'll leave it at that.